Hi guys, it's Sasia, and in this video let's discuss what you should do to prepare for your IELTS exam in 7 days, 1 month or 3 months. Each stage may take you more or less time depending on your level and how many hours a day you dedicate to your preparation. In any case, everyone should do all the essentials from the 7-day plan. If you have some time left before your exam, start doing things from the 1-month plan. If you still have some time, then move on to the 3-month plan. And there is no need to write anything down because I have a PDF plan for you to download. Okay, let's get started. How to prepare for your IELTS exam in 7 days? Well, that's an emergency situation when you have just a few days left before your exam. In this case, there is no time to improve your English skills, and any attempt to do so will be a waste of time. All you need to do is learn about the exam format, learn the main strategies that can help you perform better and be more efficient during your exam, and avoid any silly mistakes that will harm your score. I assume you've already booked your test, but if not, first of all, check if you're required to take IELTS academic or general training. Then decide what format suits you better, paper-based or computer-based. If you're thinking about the computer-based test, take a practice test on the IDP website, then you can learn about the platform and see if it actually suits you. When you're booking the test, you can find all the tests on the IELTS.org website. And you'll notice that some tests are UKVI, that's UK Visas and Immigration. And if you're coming to this country, you will probably be required to take this test. But sometimes you don't. It's the same test, just taken in a room with video cameras, and it's more expensive, so if you don't need it, there is no point in booking it. The very first thing to do is to take a full official practice test. There is no better way to learn about the IELTS exam in 3 hours. Several practice tests are available on the official websites, IELTS.org, IDP and British Council. But the best tests are published by Cambridge English. They look like that, academic or general training. And ideally, try to get the most recent book. At the moment, it's number 16. Each book contains 4 tests and it will be enough for your preparation. Let's talk about IELTS listening and reading preparation. You should do 2 things here. Well, first of all, you should learn about the tests. How many questions you actually need to answer correctly to pass your exam. How they are organized. What the answer sheet looks like, how much time you're gonna get, because there is some extra time in IELTS listening to transfer your answers, but not in IELTS reading, and you should know about all this in advance. There are also some strategies that can help you to be more efficient and answer as many questions as you can with your level of English. So you should learn that. Number 2 is to learn how to manage your time. You'll be short of time in IELTS, I promise. And you need to use every minute as efficiently as you can. So take a few official practice tests in timed conditions and learn how quickly you need to go through the questions. That's all. It may not sound like much, and it shouldn't, because you should spend most of your time and effort on IELTS writing and speaking. IELTS writing. Most people get their lowest score in IELTS writing, but some don't spend too much time on it because, well, they don't like writing essays, and who does? And then they don't even know that it's a problem. But you do, so you already have an advantage. Act on it. First of all, you should learn about the IELTS writing requirements. They're very specific, and if you don't know about them, there is no chance you're gonna hit them by chance. All the requirements are listed in the IELTS band descriptors. So download the documents, study them, and find out what each requirement actually means and what you need to do to fulfill them. Next, learn about different types of tasks in Task 1 and Task 2, and learn what structure you should use in each task. And then practice. Practice writing essays every day. You have 7 days, well, then you can do 7 IELTS writing tests. You need to get up to speed and learn how to finish both tasks in 60 minutes. And one last thing, if you're taking a paper-based exam, then download the answer sheet and practice writing your essays using a pencil. That's what you're expected to do during the exam. You need to know how long your answers should be to avoid counting words during your exam. IELTS speaking. The problem with it is the pressure. You're in a room with the examiner. It's quite stressful. And stress may affect performance. It's also intense. There are a lot of questions and just 14 minutes, so you don't have any breaks, you don't have much time to pull your thoughts together, you have to answer. And you need to prepare yourself for this grueling experience. First of all, watch one mock speaking exam. You don't need to watch tons of them, that's not helpful, but knowing what to expect, what it looks like, is helpful. Then, practice answering IELTS speaking questions. Just read a question and answer aloud, read the next question, and so on. You also need to time yourself. During the exam, your examiner will be controlling the time, and they may interrupt you if you need to move on. But if your answers are too short, you don't use all the opportunities to show your English skills. And if you're talking for too long, the examiner will have to constantly interrupt you, which is quite distracting. So try to learn how long your answers should be. The first and the third parts last up to 5 minutes. So make sure your answers are between 5 and 6 minutes at home. Part 2 lasts up to 2 minutes, so try to talk for the full 2 minutes. Next, learn what the requirements are, download the IELTS band descriptors, study the document, find out what those requirements mean. But during your test, don't think about the requirements. Concentrate on being talkative and answering the questions. These are all the things you should do to prepare for your exam in 1 week. And it is possible to pass your exam at this point. Actually, I passed my first IELTS exam with just a bit more than a week of preparation. On the other hand, if you're better prepared for your exam, you improve your chance of passing it, so it would be silly not to use this opportunity if you have it. So here are all the things you should do once you complete the initial stage of preparation. IELTS listening and reading. So what can you do in 1 month? Well, first of all, it's time to learn about the most difficult types of tasks. In 7 days, you learn the strategies for these sections in general. But now you can learn about those tasks which you find particularly challenging. For most people, these are, in IELTS listening, multiple choice questions and maps. In an IELTS reading, true, false, not given, yes, no, not given questions and matching headings. So practice answering those questions. Also, in each practice test you take, I bet there are some questions which you don't answer correctly. Analyze your test results. Try to find the correct answer. Try to understand why your answer is not correct. It will help you to get rid of some of the mistakes you make. And start working on your listening skills. If you can't understand everything in the recording, there is a great exercise you can do. So first you listen to the recording from your practice test and you try to understand everything. You may listen to challenging bits several times. Then, open the transcript. It's in the book. Listen to the recording again, following it in the book. And pay attention to all the bits you couldn't understand. Of course, if you couldn't understand a certain word just because you don't know it, there is nothing you can do with it in a short period of time. But try to get to the point where you can hear everything you can understand in the text in front of you. Then close the book and listen to the same recording again, trying to hear it. That's how you develop your listening skills. And start reading in English. Read newspapers, read articles, anything. Just try to get used to the practice of reading in English. If you have 1 month to prepare, it's a great opportunity to improve your writing and speaking skills. So, IELTS writing. To get a Band 7 score, you need to write good essays, and not all schools teach you how to do that. So it's time to learn. Learn what to write in each part of your answers, how to organize your introduction, your conclusion, and how to write your body paragraphs, the most important parts of your essays. IELTS examiners also check if your ideas are connected. So learn about different ways to connect your ideas. And you will definitely need to use a variety of linking words such as despite, however, furthermore, and so on. So learn them, you have time. It's also time to start learning some vocabulary for your task 1. For example, academic task 1 is about describing a chart, a map, a diagram, or a table. And it requires words we don't use every day. So you have time to learn them and it will help you improve your score. In IELTS general training, you need to write a letter. And in this letter, you must use the correct tone, informal, semi-formal, or formal. So learn about the differences in informal and formal style. And learn some phrases for letters, it will help you. Next, practice writing task 1 and task 2 answers. You may not like doing that, but you have to force yourself. The more you write, the better you get. And it's great to practice using recent topics. We've collected topics from recent exams and created a PDF guide. You can download it on our Telegram channel. It's called Fast Track IELTS. It's linked below. And once you open it, the guide will be pinned at the very top. IELTS speaking. If you don't live in an English-speaking country, and you don't speak English outside of the classroom, and you don't really speak English in the classroom either because there are just a lot of pupils, so there is no opportunity. And then it's not surprising that this skill is underdeveloped. So it's time to start working on your speaking skills. Set yourself a target to speak English 15 minutes a day. And you can talk about anything. Did you watch a movie last night? Talk about it. Did something happen and you want to talk to your friend? Imagine that you're talking to your friend in English and keep on complaining for 15 minutes. The more you talk, the better you get. And also, practice answering difficult IELTS speaking questions. Of course, IELTS examiners use a lot of topics. But still, if you download our guide with recent topics and you practice answering those you find particularly challenging, it's a great exercise for you. And also, there is always a chance that you're gonna get this topic in your exam. And talking about something you've recently discussed is always easier. Writing and speaking are the 2 sections which most people find particularly challenging. And I have online courses which can teach you how to meet each Band 7 requirement, how to prepare your answers step by step, and how to prepare for your exam in less time and achieve the highest score you can achieve with your current level of English. If you're interested, I will link them in the description box below. Please check them out. how to prepare for IELTS in 3 months. You have time. Imagine how many practice tests you could do. But that won't help. There is no point in doing a million of mock tests. You've already learned the IELTS strategies. Now it's time to work on your English skills. IELTS listening. Listen to books, podcasts, news in English. It doesn't have to be IELTS related, just listen to people speaking English. It's a passive skill, so you improve it by just listening. And get familiar with British and American accents, with a particular emphasis on the British accent. They sound slightly different, so let me try to imitate. In British English, we would say hot water. In American accent, it would be more like hard water. So you may not recognize even a familiar word if you're not familiar with these differences in pronunciation. So learn both. There are many other accents, but I think if you're familiar with the two main ones, you'll be all right. IELTS reading. To succeed in this section, you need to read fast and you need to know a lot of words. Actually, I think you need to have the widest vocabulary for this section. So, read IELTS-related articles and learn new words. The more you read, the faster you read. And the more words you know, the easier it is for you to read. So for IELTS Academic, read more scientific-style articles, such as the Science magazine or the Science section on the BBC website. For IELTS General Training, just read things in English. News, job descriptions, instructions, everything you normally read, but in English. IELTS writing. It's difficult to write a great essay if you don't know much about the topic and if you're lacking the topic-specific vocabulary. So what you can do is you can start doing research for your essays. Choose topics which are commonly used in IELTS. So choose one and then go on the internet and find articles on this topic. Try to find good sources, newspapers or large websites to ensure that you are reading high quality articles. And then read them, analyze them, see what ideas they use, write them down, see which words they use, write them down. See how they organize ideas, how they split them into different paragraphs, how they connect ideas. It will help you improve your writing on all levels. IELTS speaking. If you have some time before your exam, learn more about English pronunciation. 25% of your speaking score depends on your pronunciation, not your accent, but pronunciation. So learn how to pronounce each sound in English, how to merge words into groups, how to use the rhythm and intonation in your speech. You can find videos on YouTube for free. You can take a course on Udemy. They cost like $10–15. I took one once and it was very helpful. And speak English every day. You can talk to yourself. You can find a speaking partner. On our Telegram channel, we have a post where hundreds of people are looking for a speaking buddy. If you go to our Telegram channel and search for the hashtag FT2, you'll get straight to that post. And you can take speaking lessons with a native speaking teacher. If that's what you're interested in, I highly recommend Cambly. Right now, you can download the IELTS study plan for you with all the things you should do and links to all the resources you could use. All you need is to fill in the form on our website and we'll send it to your email immediately. Thank you so much for watching me today. Good luck with your preparation and your exam. Bye!